guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm filming a very exciting video, and I know that I say that about almost every sit-down video that I film, but this video is actually really exciting because I am talking about how I got into TCU, and if you're wanting to go to TCU, I'm going to be sharing a few tips about how you can get in because TCU is my dream school, and I'm hoping that if you stumbled across this video, it is your dream school too. So that's why I'm repping my TCU shirt today. Fun fact, this is also my only fully TCU shirt that I have. Every other TCU shirt that I have is either of an organization or a sorority t-shirt. Anyways, that's besides the point. So I literally lost track, of course, but I thought that this video would be perfect to film just because I know a lot of people are getting ready to start applying to colleges, and I want this video to be out there for you guys if you are considering applying to TCU. Also, if you somehow stumbled across this video and you are not thinking about applying to TCU, one, you should stop this video and go check out TCU because it's an awesome campus and you should. But two, all of these tips in this video could potentially help you because I used all of these tips whenever I was applying to my second and third choice schools. So, a little bit about me is that I am a junior sports broadcasting and journalism major from Houston, Texas. So I'm going on my third year now, so I know what it's like to be at TCU, and then I know what it's like to get into TCU because here I am now. So we are going to kind of talk about the application process and what it all entails. So early action and early decision, those deadlines were due November 1st. So if you are watching this video, I'm assuming that you're watching it to apply for a regular decision, and that deadline is February 1st, and you'll most likely find out if you got accepted around March to April, I think so. And so you have to do an application, and then you also have to do an application fee, which I think is about $60 to $65-ish. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm a junior now, so this was 3 years ago when I applied to college. You also have to write an essay, send in your transcript, and do a counselor and teacher evaluation. So a teacher evaluation is pretty much just like a letter of recommendation, and a counselor evaluation is probably something that you typically wouldn't do for other universities. At least I didn't when I was applying to those, so we'll talk about that later. And then also you have to turn, or you don't, in a typical year you would have to turn in your SAT and ACT scores, but this year it's optional, so I would definitely take advantage of that because of COVID, because that's something that wasn't optional for me. So speaking about the teacher evaluation, this is pretty much like a letter of recommendation or a reference, and I would really just pick out a teacher that you know you have been building a relationship with and has only positive things to say about you. So I used my high school dance team director. She also went to TCU, and we just had a really strong connection because I was in the dance team for 4 years, and then I also used one of my other really good teachers for my senior year. And I just chose those teachers because I knew that they would only have good things to say about me. So pretty much a counselor evaluation is the same thing as a letter of recommendation. It's just from your counselor. So I know my senior year of high school, I think we had to meet with our counselor 2 times out of the year, just because, or 2 times out of my senior year, just because you wanted to build that relationship. But she also wanted to check in and see how you were doing. So I told her how bad I wanted to get into TCU, and then we also just built a relationship on top of that. And so when it came down for her to write my counselor evaluation, she only had good things to say. So I would definitely be careful on who you choose for your teacher evaluation, and then make sure that you have a good relationship with your counselor evaluation. So I'm giving you more than enough time if you are watching these videos, or if you are watching this video, to take what I'm saying from these tips and actually apply them. So that's it for the application process, and now I'm going to talk about some tips that I use about getting into TCU, and then just kind of weaving my experience within those tips. So tip 1 is to start early. So I really cannot stress this enough because senior year is going to be hectic. You're going to have senior festivities, you're going to have your senior coursework, but also on top of that, more than likely you're not only going to be applying to TCU, you're going to be applying to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other schools, and it's all going to pile up at once if you just let it pile up at once. So I would really start early because you don't know how long the teacher evaluation or references are going to take. You don't know how long it's going to take you to write the essays because you really want to have multiple people read over that and you want to have that perfect. So I would just really start early. And the biggest thing for me were the transcripts that I had to send for every school, because it took some time to send those in. So I would definitely start early with everything that you have to do. So tip 2 is to get involved. So like I said, I can't stress this tip enough. I feel like I just made some really good tips, so I'm not gonna lie. But tip 2 is to get involved. So you're probably gonna hear me say this like 4 or 5 more times throughout this video, but TCU wants well-rounded students, and they want students who can balance academics and extracurricular activities. So that being said, get involved. I was on my high school's dance team all 4 years. I was in choir all 4 years. I was in NHS, student council, and so many other organizations. And not saying that you have to be in like 10 organizations, but I would really try to pick 2 or 3 organizations that you want to be a part of. And not only that, but consistency is key. So they don't really want to see that you've been in like 10 different organizations for like a semester. They want to see that you've been in those organizations for like so many years, and that you've actually been contributing to them, and you're not just in that organization and go to like 1 meeting a month. They actually want to see that you are involved and you're giving back and you're doing things to actually be an active member, a part of that organization. So tip 3 is to make sure your grades are in order. So like I said, I'm saying it again, they want to see a balance between academics and extracurricular activities. So if you do have your extracurricular activities in line and you're just in so many activities, great, but also grades do matter. But that being said, they would 10 out of 10 accept a person that has A's and B's and maybe a few C's, but who is like the captain of the volleyball team, who is president of NHS, than someone who has all A's but is not in anything, because it kind of justifies a way that like, oh, this person has A's and B's because she is the captain of the volleyball team and she has practice Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or something like that, if that makes sense. But it's not an excuse to like make C's and B's and still be a part of clubs. You still got to make those A's. So yeah, just make sure your grades are in line, because obviously that's going to show, or make sure your grades are in check, because obviously that's going to show up in your transcript, and it can look bad if all you have are C's and B's or worse. So yeah. Also, tip 4 is to not stress about getting a perfect ACT or SAT score. So I feel like this tip is kind of self-explanatory, just because we talked about how this semester it doesn't really, or this upcoming year doesn't really matter for you guys to submit your SAT or ACT scores. So typically the best advice that I could give for this talking point is that I would not submit my ACT or SAT score unless it's like super high, or unless I have like a perfect score, because if you do submit it and you have like a mediocre score, not the best score, I don't think that it's going to hurt your chances, but it's not going to better your chances of getting in. And why go out of your way to send in these scores when it's not going to help you? So definitely just think about that, and kind of like just think to yourself, like, is this going to help me or is this not going to help me? And then I would just determine if you should send them based on that conversation that you're having with yourself. So tip 5 is to show interest in TCU. So I remember whenever I was applying to TCU, they asked you on the application, like, how many times did you come to TCU? Did you come to a game? Did you talk to like a career consultant? And just like different points that pretty much showed interest in the university. And so I went to, I can't remember what it's called. It's like Frog Mondays or something Mondays. I'll put it on the screen. And then I also went to a football game, so I got to see the academic side and like what it would be like to actually go to school here. And then I saw the like extracurricular student life side, and that kind of just put everything in perspective and made me realize like, yes, I really did want to go here. So I would definitely try to tour the campus as much as possible, especially if you know you're already applying to TCU and you have not toured the campus yet. Please go, even if you live like in Alaska, like try to tour the school. Also, tip 6 is to not be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. I'm typically like a person that doesn't like to ask questions. I'm like, I'll just figure it out later, or my friend can help me. But for whatever reason, when it came down to applying to TCU, I made sure to ask tons of questions, because I wanted to make sure that I was doing the right things and I was submitting the right things on time and just being on top of everything. And so I am from Houston, and so from each town or each city, you guys get paired up with like like advisor that would help all the applicants, who would pretty much just like give them advice and tell them like, yes, you need to do this, and that would be the person that you could go to ask questions. And so I would email her all the time, and I'm like, does this look good, or like, should I do this and this and this? And I was like, so sorry for annoying you. I hope I'm not like bothering you too much. And she's like, no, you're good, you're fine, this is my job, this is what I'm here for. So they're here to help. And also, even if you don't want to speak to that advisor, you can speak to any other like faculty member on campus. You can speak to me. Like I said, this is my 3rd year, so I'm sure that I can help you, and if I can't help you, then that's honestly a problem. But I would definitely do that. And then moving on, tip 7 is to do the optional things. So I did the freedom of expressions page, which is something like, I made a video talking about like my experience in high school and like what I did in high school, and pretty much just sharing that. And it's pretty much just like taking everything from your resume and putting it in a video. And you don't have to do a video, you can do pretty much whatever you want, but I just thought doing a video would be fun. And so if I'm feeling a little bit confident, I may like put a snippet of the video in this, but I don't really know because that video was crusty, not gonna lie. I can honestly say that football season is my favorite, and hopefully I can cheer on the Frogs to many Horned Frog wins next year. But those are all the tips that I have for you guys. So really, lastly, just be confident in yourself, believe in yourself, don't overthink it, and that if it's meant to be, it will be. Also, if you are considering applying to TCU, or have already applied, or have got accepted, no, you wouldn't have got accepted yet. Anyway, comment down below or like this video, because I want to follow you on your journey and kind of like chat with you and know how your process went. But just really believe in yourself, because senior year I did not believe in myself. I did not think that I would get into TCU, and all of my friends and family members like, you're gonna get in, and they believed in me and I got in. So anyways, that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button and like this video, and comment down below if you guys would want to see any other college related videos, and good luck with the application process, because it's super fun but a super stressful time. So